Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do, well, first thing that I did was looked at the rough country installation packet that it came with. The packet that it came with was, sorry, you'll get through it, but do not use theirs. Go to their website, download their free PDF file, and find some way to print this thing in color. The black and white was horrible. You, it's horrible. At least this way. Here, let me show you in the sunlight. At least this way you have color. You can see contrast. You can see exactly what's going on. So, yeah, first thing is just review everything. So you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, kind of know what process you're going to do, have everything in mind as far as how you're going to start this process. So, jacking the car up now, jacking the truck up now, I'm going to take off the wheels. My helper, of course, is just sitting down doing helper stuff on the phone. Okay, so let's get this started. Just reviewed everything and we're going to start the disassembly process. Okay, so first thing is I took off the brake bolt holding the brake lines on there. There was one here. Took off the ABS back there. Now I'm gonna take off the rotors, the two 17s in the back, hang it. Now I saved up enough money because I knew I was gonna be doing this, so I got extra new seals for the back. I did go to my local store. They specialize in making steel braided lines and all kind of heavy equipment for trucks and forklifts. They bent me up a whole new set of longer brake lines. I got new power stop cross drilled and slotted rotors and pads. These are the power stop rotors, the black rotors that we're going to use, drilled and slotted. And my local company fabbed up a bunch of longer steel braided lines, and I guess they're DOT approved, but yeah, and we'll keep on going and keep you informed. Okay, so update. To make things a little easier, I took out the shock assembly first. Then there's four 17 millimeter. You can get these guys with an open end. So I undid four of them, took off the 35 millimeter axle nut, disconnected the sway bar already. That just makes life so much easier for the whole disassembly process. All right. Hope that helps. Okay, so since I removed the stock one here and was able to loosen up the bearing, and it just pops right out, and that's because we loosened the 4 bolts earlier. You just gotta pop off the dust cover from the original one and put it onto the new one. So these are the new longer spindles. Next, the instructions say to go underneath and take off the disconnect. Now we're just gonna start working underneath on the front diff. I'm gonna have to take off the front drive shaft, disconnect it from the front there, then take off the lower control arm, and I believe the next step is to start installing the drop down brackets. So let's get started on disconnecting the drive shaft and the lower control arm. Okay, so I installed the bearings onto the spindles. Now, it's hard to see, but the instructions from Rough Country is pretty horrible. Anyway, right in there is a clip for the actuator. Just press the top and pull it out. Okay. Then there's another nut that we're gonna have to take off right there. That is a 19, I believe, and 21 underneath. But the problem is gonna be underneath the car, trying to get to, where is it? There it is. right here. Now that is an Allen, and the other one is, oh, there's only one Allen, and that's gonna drop the differential, which we need to lower in order to make a cut in the crossbar here. That, and then we're gonna take off these two guys. This one here facing the front of the vehicle, and the other one there on the other side. So while I fight with this, in case you're wondering, yes, I think these are the underground racing high flow cats on here. Going back to a carve-in exhaust, that thing is expensive. Stainless steel, everything is all stainless, but I just wrapped it with these exhaust wrap, the titanium exhaust wraps, just because I wanted to. And there's a logical reason behind that, but I won't get into that right now. Hopefully later on change out the exhaust extractors. It's called an extractor for some odd reason, and that's because this is an Atkins motor. The Atkins motor is one of the most horrible motors in the world. It's unfortunate that Toyota used it, but it is what it is, and I have to deal with it. The Atkins motors are good for saving money on fuel, but they are horrible, especially with the fly-by-wire throttle. It's horrible. I have way more enjoyment out of driving my 98 4Runner, which is a throttle cable. Way more responsive, way better. That thing will kick this Tacoma's butt any day. But that's another story.